how's life after launching Little Big Planet?
It's pretty good actually. I've been programming recently, so I'm quite happy because I've had my head down just making new features, and yeah, it's really good.
So you're still working on fleshing it out?
Yeah, I mean LBP is really funny because the whole team after we shipped is working just 100% on LBP stuff, and we had to cut so many features to finish the game in time. That there's tons of stuff we still haven't released that we are going to release, you know, over the next.
Please tell us all about them.
Well, I mean, there's lots coming. One of the features that I've been working on recently, so it's my personal favorite, but there's lots, is a way for creators to advertise their levels on the web. So at the moment, if you make something cool, you have to persuade people to go and search for the level and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is give everyone their own web page for every level that they publish, and so you'll be able to tell people about it. But what's really cool is if someone visits that page, then it becomes more popular on the PS3 as well. So it's a great way to advertise what you create
and tie it together with social networking sites. And
exactly, yeah. The more ways that people can come to LBP and enjoy it, the better. And we've got this great system as well where you can visit it on maybe on your web or on some social network, and you just say, yeah, I like the look of this level, I'd like to play it later. You push a button, and then the next time you're with your PS3, you see all of the stuff that you were browsing for earlier, so it's pretty powerful.
I feel that LBP is a game that, you know, you can sort of forget about it for a while, and you know, at least that's the way I use my console games, is that I don't usually play games that are a little bit older. I just play the most recent ones because you have to switch the disc, right? Yeah. So how do you want to, because LBP is a game that's like it's never old. It's always new. How do you want to persuade people who bought the game back when it launched to come back like a year later, because it's so much new stuff that they could do?
Yeah, I mean, part of that will just be like people remembering, because I know that I have the same problem, you know, so many games, not enough hours in the day. But I think the amazing thing is that LBP has, over 1 million free levels, and so if people just occasionally remember that, and especially if they come back and they feel like the levels feel fresh. So the way we do it is we try and target both players and creators, and by giving new stuff to the creators, that will make people want to come back, the players come back more, and maybe you'll persuade yourself to put the disc in once a week or once a month. And as long as it's easy for you to find new, fresh and good stuff, then I think people will keep coming back.
At the same time, for a developer, it must create a problem, because, you know, the typical way a developer, you know, they launch a successful franchise, an IP, and then you can make a sequel, but it's sort of, you know, you would be competing with yourself with a sequel. It would be kind of, you know, it doesn't really need a sequel, does it?
Yeah, well, I mean, with every problem there's an opportunity and all of that. So the exciting thing is, like, yeah, we have these 1 million levels that people have made, and probably by the time a sequel comes out, maybe it'll be more. If there is a sequel, then we have to just choose how we relate it to all of that existing content. And so far from it being a problem, it's like such an opportunity. I'd love the idea that maybe people find new ways into LBP, or maybe there's new features or new creative modes, but there's always this like ever-growing mountain of stuff that we can use to bind together, because traditionally before online, a sequel would be very separate from the original game, but now with a game like LBP, I think of it more like an MMO. You're issuing updates, you're improving the game, you're adding to it, and so the way I always think of it is, think of LBP more like an MMO. I'm not saying the gameplay is like an MMO at all, but the way that we can support it as a developer, the way we can ship new updates and improve the experience is going to be more like that. And I think many games are going to move in that direction as well.
I mean, there's the saying that development never ends.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, as I say, there were so many things that we didn't quite finish in time, and you know, one of my personal favorites is the ice mode, where you could freeze Sackboy, but the level designers tell me it's not balanced and I should give up on it. But it's in the code, I love it, and I hope it comes out, you know.
One day.
One day, yeah.
So there has been a little bit of talk of a LBP on PSP. Is there anything you can say about that? I understand you're not really involved in that.
Well, it's funny because we were involved in a kind of consultancy kind of way, and we've been playing the builds and giving them some advice, make sure they don't, as developers, have to go through the same pain that we did the first time round. And it's not my product, therefore, to give announcements about, but what I can say is I've played it and they're so ambitious. I was really impressed by how much of LBP they decided to really take on. You know, like it's not a simple, dumbed down, quick release. It's really ambitious and impressively so. So, yeah, they're going for it.
Do you expect there to be like points of connectivity between the PS3 and the PSP?
Ultimately, that would be very, very cool. I mean, we definitely, like, one of our online guys is actually works at Sony, and he's now moved on to the PSP team, so he's bringing with him all the knowledge he had from the first game. So I think for sure that as long as we can get the technology right, it would be very awesome to connect. And ultimately, the PSN network, right, the usernames are shared on all PlayStation games. So there's lots of different ways that we can quite easily connect people. I think that will be quite important, yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.